Sunindita Chatterjee, and I welcome all of you to Searching Soulmate's third episode. Today's topic is something that we can all relate to, which is the essence of our being, relationship and relationship reset. Today, we are going to navigate the complexities of the modern urban relationship. We are going to explore, how to manage expectations in a relationship, how to handle anxiety, how to overcome conflict, and the very dynamic concept of the family relationship. With me, I have Pritti M Dhanukka. She is a relationship expert. She is a cognitive behavior therapy practitioner. She is an author of 3 books, and she is a very warm and wonderful person. She brings her experience and information, wisdom to this conversation. Welcome, Pritti.
Thank you, Sunindita, for calling me over, for having such a wonderful discussion. For me, relationships has always been very close because I believe this is something very unique, and we, being humans, are the only privileged living beings on earth who are coming from a point where we can build connections, express love, and have a beautiful relationship. So definitely it's going to be very interesting, and I am really looking forward to exploring all the dynamics of the relationships.
Many times what happens is हम कोई relationship में जाते हैं तो उस relationship को जब शुरू करते हैं सो हमारे खुद के कुछ ideals होते हैं, ओके, हमारे society से कुछ expectations होती हैं, ओके, और कुछ फैमिली कल्चर ऐसा होता है. सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक आर द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ दिस एक्सपेक्टेशंस ऑन रिलेशनशिप?
That's a very good question, Sunindita. We've all grown up, and if you remember childhood, even you might have had some images of how your partner should be, how you'll express your love, how your relationship will be.
Yeah.
So we are all मूवीज देखते हैं, वहाँ से बहुत कुछ ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं, पेरेंट्स को देखते हैं, और हम पिक करते हैं अपने लिए कि मेरा रिलेशनशिप ऐसा होगा, आवर रोल हस्बैंड शुड बी दिस. सो वी आर ऑलरेडी कमिंग विद अ लॉट ऑफ प्री माइंडसेट अबाउट रिलेशनशिप एंड हाउ द स्पाउस शुड बी. नाउ दैट unknowingly influences our behavior, unknowingly influences our expectations from the person, and जब वो mismatch होता है तो conflicts begin. The society also is always telling you कि अच्छा you should be like this, a husband should be this, a wife should be this. So these role models and the scripts that's already playing in our head really affects how we perceive relationships and how we perceive our own spouse's characters. So yes, that is a major, I would say, the villain behind spoiling relationships.
Let's talk about relationship anxiety, whether it is the fear of abandonment or constant overthinking. Okay, so it really strains a relationship. So what do you suggest to help them?
Yes, it is very true that many a times it is the carryover of the past traumas and experiences that strains the relationship. Suppose I would want to share my own personal experience here. When I got married 25 years back, I was coming with a lot of anxiety from my childhood. I was a person who used to suppress my emotions and my needs a lot. And then I had come with the ideology of being the ideal bahu. Okay. So I had to fit into what everybody was expecting out of me. Now trying to fulfill that anxiety that I have to be approved and accepted was a lot of pressure on me, and that strained my relationship with my husband. because now I was wanting him to support me all the time, appreciate me, whatever I was doing, that yes, you're doing very good. I was pleasing people around me, and in that pressure, losing out on my relationship with my husband.
So, if you are under so much of pressure, you think your husband might have gone through the same pressure somehow?
Yes, absolutely. He is feeling the pressure that if I express myself, what will my family tell me? They will mock me, they'll make fun of me. So if he has to take me out, I remember I used to wear salwar kameez. I was not allowed to wear western dresses. And he was had a very modern outlook of how his wife should be. He was just 23, I was just 22, too young. When we are going to a nightclub and I am wearing a suit, he's like, don't even come near me. I don't want to be seen with you. So he was feeling, he did not tell me verbally, but I felt that.
Body language.
That body language was there. He was trying to escape so that nobody sees him with a wife
who's wearing a salwar kameez and a night suit.
And not a girlfriend. So that age where people are dating and he's married was not just. So he had his own anxieties, I had my own, and what would happen then?
Okay. So, what changed?
The mindset and the realization. So it did not happen overnight, and it was not very easy. When I felt that things were really getting very strained, I did go through certain courses and therapies where I realized how my own fears and my own communication gaps were also a major reason for the misunderstandings. What I could control was my own behavior. I couldn't change the other person. What I could do best was change my own self. When I worked on my communication skills, my understandings of my own self and my husband, things started changing.
So your first suggestion is to work on the relationship. And we have seen that no matter how difficult things get, if you're willing to work on yourself and the relationship, you can make it work no matter what.
Absolutely.
There are certain societal influences, okay? And do gender roles and expectation contribute to the relationship anxiety?
A lot. Here, especially in India, our cultural norms and stereotypes that are already set over years we say we are evolving, we say we are in an age of technology, we are moving forward and progressing, but no, it isn't. The stereotypes are so deeply ingrained that we do not even realize. It's supposed that the men should be very strong. They cannot be vulnerable. They are not supposed to express emotions, especially of love. They can express their anger vehemently and very clearly whenever they want.
Other emotions.
But no other emotions. They are not supposed to be seen carrying their children, being able to express their love for their own children as well. So, and on the other hand, the woman, they are supposed to be always the nurturer. Husband is to be the provider. But think of the current scenario where both are working, where both are supposed to be the providers and the nurturers. The roles have changed, but how have we accepted them? We still expect the men to be the strong and very much available only to provide, not to care and nurture. Even if they want to, they cannot express. They have to hold back. The women have the freedom to express all their emotions whenever they want to.
Yeah, women are generally easy expressing their emotions. Men are not.
That is also because of the past learnings.
Yeah.
We have seen that through ages and ages.
Yeah, we have seen men are always told that you can't cry, you are always the provider. So I feel that they carry a heavy burden from a very young age.
Think of the boys. I remember my cousin brother, he wanted to play with dolls and he was told, no, how can you? And he tells me that, Didi, I always loved playing with dolls, but I couldn't say that. and I was only made to play with cars. So think of that pressure from the very childhood. He's being unknowingly groomed to be in a particular way.
And if you look at today's, this is my observation, you are the expert, you can tell me if I'm wrong, if my observation is wrong. What I'm seeing is men are still being told that they have to be the provider, okay? उनको सब कुछ करना है, okay? And उनको घर के लिए प्रोवाइड करना है, पार्टनर के लिए करना है, बच्चों के देखभाल के लिए करना है, and they have to be the stronger person, okay? They cannot be vulnerable and all those things. Now what is happening is the women's role have changed with education and with passage of time, okay? They are at par with men, okay? So they are, as you said, that they are contributing equally, but what is happening is this man does not know how to handle this new woman.
Absolutely. Because यहाँ पे हमेशा से they have seen ना that their mothers are always in the background.
Yeah.
No, never in the foreground. Even if they are in the foreground, they still have to do all the responsibilities that they have seen their mothers do. So this pressure of adhering to the role model is also still not changed. We will see the woman. See here, I will say even the women have misunderstood a lot about what independence is, what autonomy means.
Yeah.
And in many cases, many I have heard the men who are fearing from not getting into marriage and commitment because they feel they have to fulfill a lot of expectation from the woman. The females who are independent and earning will say, this is for my own self. Why should I be contributing? It is your responsibility.
Not only that, marriage is a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
There are reports which says that by 2030, a big chunk of percentage, around 30-40% of women will choose not to get married.
And
So-
this is already being seen where there's a lot of promotion of being single is very good, whereas we humans are born to be in relationship
And in family.
and in family. With time we cannot live individually.
So, summing it up again, whether it is anxiety, whether it is gender roles, communication is the key.
Absolutely, very much.
Okay, so we communicate what is my role, what is my expectation, where all they can be vulnerable, and that we are there for each other is very, very important.
Yes, absolutely.
So
And I found this thing very much available at Searching Soulmate, where you provide them the platform of how they can express, how they can come for various workshops and come to talk to experts to evolve and face their challenges and be happy in life.
That's been our key, communication. It is, I'm repeating often that it is the key that for any challenge, whether it is personal life, professional life, anything, anywhere, the more we communicate, there is nothing that we can solve, that we cannot solve. Got that? Okay, so there is nothing that we cannot solve. Thank you very much, Pritti. Okay, thank you so much for bringing so much content and so much of matter to the conversation. Okay, one last request from you is you are a cognitive behavior therapy practitioner. Can you share some tips which will help the younger generation, or to be precise, every couple? Because the times have changed. There is more stress, more anxiety, more loneliness in relationship, especially in the urban areas. Any such tips that will help them make their relationship more meaningful, valuable, and long-lasting?
I will first want to thank you for calling me for such an interesting discussion. It was really a very healthy discussion that we've had, and I hope it adds value to all the listeners. Yes, being a practitioner all that I would want to add is there are few simple things that we can practice to enhance relationship. The very first thing is awareness. Without being self-aware, nothing can happen. So first of all, make a list of your fears and your needs that which you feel are not being fulfilled. And the moment two individuals plan to have a beautiful relationship and live as partners, they should come together to discuss these are simple activities where they can keep writing and be more aware and mindful as to what they talk. Is it coming from a space of fear? Is it coming from a space of projection of their parents' behavior? Becoming aware is the first step, which they can do by journaling, writing their fears, their behavior patterns, their conflict, reasons behind their conflicts, their triggers. So this will bring about the awareness. Next step is to share with each other, and then the third step is to restructure, find a middle path to how they can be together, keep fighting, because that is the spice of life. We cannot take away the fights. No relationship will exist if there are no fights. So it is important to balance it. Fights do not mean that you are set to be apart. It only means that you really care for each other and accept the expression of all your emotions of anger, of love, and of connections. So just be yourself, accept each other, trust each other, and share your values. This will help build really meaningful and deep connections.